Hello, my friends. Hopefully you can hear me. What do we have here indeed? What we have here is Star Trek Resurgence. It's just come out. It's by some of the old Telltale people, so I think it's going to be pretty like story based. I don't think there's going to be too much action. I thought, a bit of Star Trek. I'm a nerd. I enjoy Star Trek. Maybe others will too. Let's have a blast. I haven't even started this. I've just set it up. We are Goldly Boing, where no cat has gone before. Let's see what happens. Let's get going. Yeah. We're gonna set, if there's easy, medium, difficult, I'm just gonna go easy. Begin. Let's go. Okay, so obviously various endings and things we do have consequences. That's obviously quite important. Let's go. Star Trek Resurgence. Are all audio levels okay? Audio input seems a bit high.
Captain's log, stardate 57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission.
Lovely, lovely.
And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them.
We've heard mixed things about this.
Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good.
But I wanted to see what it was like, because I've heard good and bad things.
Our new first officer is en route to the Resolute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
I couldn't do anything graphics-wise. It was just the resolutions. That's all I could do. Looking a bit dicey already. Oh, right trigger.
Thanks.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But these little shuttles are the worst.
Stick around in Starfleet and you'll be sure to see worse than this. I have.
And you're here to talk about it.
In the flesh.
There you go.
That's good.
Okay, so he was positively impacted, I would say, by that.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resolute.
So am I.
It won't be easy for Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
There we go. Taking over for the first... I think it's like 2 characters you play in this. Play as the first officer and as a lower deck crewman. Like I say, heard mixed things. Wanted to try it for myself. It's apparently a very good Star Trek game. And by that I mean, it might not be the most polished game, but seems to be quite a good story and it feels very Trek, so yeah, I thought I'd give it a blast. Right, here we go. Probably gonna have to invert the controls. Yeah.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Well, let's just give this a second. Hang on. Nope. Controls. Nope. Settings. There is no way to invert the controls, and that's probably okay. Don't seem to be anything I can do with it. This all seems to be what I'm going to be doing shortly. Guess I just have to live with it. That's fine. Up is up, down is down. I mean, that's probably how it should be anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit... Do you know what I mean? It's alright then. It's fine. It's okay so far.
Commander? I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Sounds familiar.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5.
Bollocks.
Anyway, I finished in the top 20.
Alright.
Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the Academy.
Must be nice to him.
So, there's that.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough. But you know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
Let's not get him too arrogant though. I have to snap him back into place later.
Please place your hand here.
No.
Hold it there for a few seconds.
It's pretty basic, you know, right trigger, move stuff, action.
Welcome, Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test. You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was glad to be on solid ground.
Oh,
So to speak.
I'll keep being nice
The
to him. for
pleasure's
now.
mine. Ensign,
Paul Calloway.
good to meet you.
I believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
Chill out, man. It's not too bad. He just bragged a bit and, you know, didn't know who I was. That's fine. Camera's going to be a bit weird till I get used to what being up. I know that's silly, but...
Good day, Commander.
Alright. Oh, what a mess with that. So that's the ship we're on, the Resolute. Can't remember what class that is. It's not like top of the range class anyway. This is 10 forward. Assuming this is 10 forward. This is where we need leg.
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian, so I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
That dude over there in the corner, perhaps?
Yeah, not the ship I was
Excuse.
hoping
Alright,
for.
let's
Why's that?
get it.
Oh, you haven't
oh.
heard? Some kind of accident. Their warp core overloaded.
Oh, whoa. That's a big deal.
They spent 6 months fixing it up.
Was it the captain's fault?
That's the rumor. Yeah.
What? Well, that's how the last first officer died, then I would assume. This game needs a run button.
Starbase 128 has 4 docks.
Alright.
I'll replicate myself a meal once I'm on board.
What's this dude over here?
Excuse me.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek.
Hopefully
I'm
this
Commander
will also
Jan
be patched
Ermot,
and
Operations Officer on
smoothed
the
out.
Resolute.
It's only been out a couple of days.
Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now. I know conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was a bit bumpy, but otherwise okay.
My apologies. This storm is unlike anything I've seen before. We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice.
It feels a bit last
From
gen.
everything
is
I've
what I'd
read
say.
and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
I'll do my best to live up to expectations.
Oh, I'm sure you'll do just fine. And if I can help in any way, just let me know.
NCC 92317. Ah, it's alright looking.
The USS Resolute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half venting plasma fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
Equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
It's been 6 months. What's the attitude among the crew now?
Unsettled. But I hope that a new mission will help them move forward. If not, move on. Listen. I realize you've known Captain Solano for quite some time. And I'm glad you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Thank you. Always good to have a sense for what you're walking into.
I just thought you ought to know.
I appreciate it.
Obviously, if I think I need to make other
Starfleet has
choices,
assigned us a high-priority
then
mission to the
please do
Hotari
let me
region.
know.
I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Okay.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
Nice. So this is the other dude, I think. These are our two main characters for the game.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Find the plasma torch. Ah, that's the plasma torch. Oh. Looks like a plasma torch to me. Okay. So it's a series of mini games, really. I mean, this would probably be easier with a mouse and keyboard, to be honest. Isn't that going to be really hot now? Oh, that one. Knackered. Pop in the fresh one.
And that is that.
know, it's quite a nice game so far. Quite relaxing, chilled, and I'm a big Trekkie, so it's nice. Enjoying it.
I thought the thing was totally fried.
We'll see 10 hours in if I'm still enjoying it, but so far,
Nice
so
work,
good.
Carter.
Nothing to it, Neely.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
This does feel last gen. Feels like 360. What are you doing this time?
Come on!
Oh, dropped it. Oh dear. I didn't really understand that one. Oh. Oh dear. I think I did a bad thing. Oops. Oh, camera. Oh, camera. It was this way, wasn't it?
Carter Diaz!
What? Where'd she go? Oh, maybe she shouldn't have done that.
So clean I can see myself. And you know what? Not half bad.
Hurry up!
I'm not entirely sure if I was supposed to do that. I might have broken it. I'm not sure. Okay. So I think we've seen our first issue. Bloop.
Time's a wasting.
Yeah. Okay. I think there should have been an animation there. Never mind. I mean, the ship interior looks lovely. Looks like a starship. That's a lot of
Engineering.
I heard the new XO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovak called us down for, it's something good.
what I'd say
I
with
can
this
never
so
tell
far.
with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me
I'd
working
say this
together.
is very rough
we can
around the
tackle
edges.
anything he throws
I think
at
is
us.
what I would probably.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
Would be constructive criticism, I think. Probably slightly rough at the a bit slowed down. Shouldn't be
Looks
slowed
like we
down
got
as
here
well for a
before.
game
Lieutenant Commander
this
Chovak.
last gen.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you.
Not late though.
A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edsolar on repeated occasions.
Well, Commander Chovak, isn't it true that if we were almost late, it categorically means that we were not late?
That is correct, Mr. Diaz.
Get
I
up,
mean, if
yeah!
anything, Ed Solar and I are following the schedule to the letter.
Yes, perhaps I should adjust the schedule accordingly.
So,
oh
I
dear.
don't suppose
Oh,
you wanted
he
us
didn't
down
like
here
that
to
one.
check in before we go off duty?
Pissed off
Equip
the
yourself
Vulcan.
in EV
Oops.
suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Gotta do what you
Whatever
gotta
it
do.
throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system.
Why do all Vulcans
You have
like
your
Beatles
orders.
cuts?
Do not delay.
Yes,
Roger
Commander
that.
Chovak. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovak said. You know what that means? It means this ship isn't ready to go out and the brass know it. So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
Now, you gotta have some faith, Nilly. Starfleet Command wouldn't send us out if we weren't ready.
6 months ago, I probably would have said the same thing. But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's that dude.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Fair.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were
Miranda's
staying on the
here.
Adirondack.
Hooray!
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts.
Like the hair
Looks like
and
you got it back
stuff.
together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
I'm gonna take the high road here, pretend you didn't say that, and welcome you aboard.
He's a better diplomat than I am.
He still owes me a bottle
gotta
of
be
Saurian
diplomatic.
brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Sweet. We are going onto the hull of the ship. That sounds pretty cool.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa!
Good to go.
I mean, in this game's creepy robotic way, I think she's got a kind of thing for him.
See you on the other side.
Activating
can see.
magnetic souls.
Some of this is just pressing buttons for the sake of pressing buttons, mind you. But, hey ho. Well, we've seen the lovely interior, now let's see the exterior. Yeah, go on then. Oh, shit's gonna get weird.
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
Meanwhile,
Captain Solano should be here momentarily.
Captain Solero.
You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobleods. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Alright, we got control again.
Just a sip of something. Decisions, decisions. Tea.
Cup of tea. And a free Starfleet mug. What happens to the mugs?
That's lovely.
Do they get, like, de-replicated? That answers my question. Because otherwise they'd have a massive surplus of cups and plates.
Last time I
It's
saw
J.
you,
Jonah Jameson!
Graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resolute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But, unfortunately, we've had our hands full with the refit.
That would be totally unnecessary. I don't need any pomp and circumstance.
You've been here all of 5 minutes, and already you're trying to make us more efficient. I like it. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
You'll have to forgive me. I don't really know the details.
Starfleet has been kind enough to keep the story contained.
Is the chat coming up on screen?
Probably because
or
they
is it
want to
just
protect
faded
me.
away and I haven't seen it?
But I don't mind telling you. We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp
Someone
core
pop a
technology.
test in the chat.
10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there. Within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking.